Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are in the world. I am your host for the Radio World Works today, and I'm broadcasting from Oxfordshire. My name is Angelika Breukers, and I'm going to share my story with you today. To be able to do that, I would like to take you back to a time when I was about 5 years old. You would have been with me and seen me on the kitchen table. My mother, she was just trying to get me to stand still after she asked me to stand on the table to actually get my hem correct on my new dress, which I was going to wear for my first day at school. And as I always was a fidgety girl, I always took me a long time to calm down. So she is working away, asking her, what does it look like? And she goes, it looks just fine, just stand still. And then my father appeared from sort of like kind of suddenly. And I just didn't know what he was doing at home at this time of the day. And I thought, well, he maybe just came home from work. So I says, Dad, look at me, my dress. Isn't it wonderful? And he just didn't speak to me. So I thought, what's going on here? Then he came towards me and stood very closely to me. And I didn't like that. That made me feel very uncomfortable. So I says, Dad, do you like my dress? But instead, having a comment from him, I felt his hand on my foot. And I thought, this is a bit odd. And the hand moved up the leg, up my leg. And I thought, oh, I don't like this. I felt very strange and wanted my mum, but she wasn't in the room at that time because she went to get some more pinning needles. So that was the first day that my father touched me inappropriately, and the abuse went on for about 6-7 years. And he also, in the short time that we spent in that moment in the kitchen, he managed to promise me to keep it a secret. And of course, when my mother came into the kitchen, I wanted to tell her, but I just could not. I felt like somebody was, I was grabbed by the throat and just kind of swallowing it down, the words of the feelings that I had during that time. And if I fast forward a little bit in the story to a time when I was about 8-9 years old, he also put a belief in me. And that belief was, when I grow up, I'll be working as a prostitute. So I was kind of really scared because I knew what a prostitute was. And I thought, oh my God, this is terrible. More abuse, more shame, and more guilt. But life continued. And then eventually, when I was round about my 20s, I met the man of my dream. We met in a little disco where he was playing music. And we were watching each other from a distance. But then one day he asked me to dance, and that was it. He swept me off my feet. I felt loved, I felt wanted. He couldn't do enough for me until that one evening when he cooked dinner and we sat down for dinner and we had this conversation where he actually asked me about helping him. And I thought, sure, of course, I can help you. What is it? And little did I know what he was going to ask me. After all, I thought he loved me. He said, well, can you help me to make some money, because I would like to make music. And I thought, okay, fine. What is the plan? And then he explained that he knows some escort agencies, and the best way and the quickest way would be to go and start working in an escort agency, accompanying clients to dinner. And I thought, well, okay. And then he added on, and you make even more money if you sleep with them, have sex with them. And I thought, oh no, I'm not too sure about this. So we had a bit of silence, and then he says, well, if you love me, you will do this for me. And I thought about it, and I says, yes, I do love you, and I want to be loved. And at the time, I didn't know any better. And I said yes. And looking back on it now in my life, my father prepared me very well for that, because he planted the seed. I attracted the man in my life that made that come through. So yes, so I started working as an escort for many, many years. And about, say, 15 years, 10 years later, I managed to leave him because the relationship wasn't going well anymore. And I was questioning myself, what am I doing with my life? Surely this can't be it. And I knew that the first step would be having to leave him and get free from him. So the moment came, he traveled, and we spoke on the phone, and I just picked up that he hadn't been faithful while he was away. So that was the catalyst where I said, right, this is it. I have to somehow get out of here and leave him. And I decided to go out, have some fun, not worry about him. And then I met somebody. And again, that was another catalyst for me to actually give me the strength, the courage. I didn't stay very long with that young man, but he helped me to leave because I finished it. He didn't know the truth about me. And I was fed up with lying to him, telling him I was working in a hospital just close to where I live, which wasn't true. So we finished. Then another 5 years later, I thought again, well, this can't be it. I've been out of the relationship with the person that got me into working as an escort for 10 years, and been out of the relationship with the person that was the catalyst. So I thought, now must be the next step. I really want to get out of this profession. There must be more to life. And I literally, as I like saying, I walked the streets in London, in Regent Street, Piccadilly Circus, trying to pluck up courage to actually go into airlines and ask for a job, because I speak German. And I thought, well, that would be the best thing to do. But I had no idea what questions to ask. And I also was very scared of being found out, the questions that come back to me when I was asked, what have you been doing in the last 10, 15 years? What would I say? I wasn't quite prepared, and I didn't know how. But the wonderful thing was that at a dinner party at a friend's, I was invited to this dinner party. We had a conversation, and my friend knew that I was looking for a job. And he just asked across the table, Angelika, are you still looking for a job? I says, yes, I haven't been very successful. Again, the group of people, they don't really know what I'm doing, or what my profession was at the time. And then another friend said, oh, I'm looking for somebody for admin support and sales support. Would you be interested? My heart just jumped to my throat, and I was so overwhelmed by that question, thinking, oh my God, what's going on? It's happening. And I just said yes and tried to worry about everything else later. So I called him as requested on a Monday, had the interview, and I got the job. And I was just scared again, worrying about how am I going to do? I can't spell. What are they going to ask me to do? But I have to say that that was another turning point in my life, and for the better. And then another journey started for me. And there was really, in a way, when I look back, nothing for me to worry about because I did so well. When my friend left, was offered a job, a better job in another company, he asked me to go with him. So that gave me confidence and helped me to continue my life, to sort of like say in a straight job. So over to you, Marina.
Wow, Angelika, so it is a Grand Monday. It is a day where everybody starts a new week thinking, oh, it's going to be a hard week. And there you are, carrying everything you left behind in a little pocket because you can't do anything about it. But you are looking at the week coming, at the day coming as a blank canvas. And you wrote a book,
Yeah.
you moved on, you realize that your past is not your destiny, and you realize that actually what you hold inside your heart, your desire to be more, your desire to give more, is something nobody could ever touch, nobody could ever take away from you. So tell us, what is exciting and is happening in your life right now? Tell us more about your book.
Yes, I've written.
I know. You said it's a small book with a big idea, and I love that. So tell us more.
Yes, as I say, my little book, I exactly shared. I shared the landmarks that set me on my journey, and I talk about acceptance. I talk about belief and about choice, because I wanted to explain that we have a choice. And even if the choice is just to take a moment to choose, to sit down, take a breath, and not react to a problem or a situation, but to find a way to respond from within. And I also, about the belief, is that it is possible to actually, you see, when we grow up, the beliefs that I had about myself, they weren't my own beliefs. There were beliefs that were given by my father, by my surroundings, by the situation that I was in, the way I was made to feel about myself. And I just wanted to demonstrate with my book that you can change the way you think about yourself, your limiting belief. You can turn it to a positive belief by becoming aware of what you're thinking on a daily basis and what you're saying to yourself in your mind, but also to other people. Words are very powerful, and so are thoughts. It's energy. And to be able to change how you think and what you feel about yourself and your belief, you have to become aware of what you're thinking and what you're saying and change that. Like I say, change your story and change your life.
So you are saying, Angelika, to our listeners, so I understand your message, and I think it's very profound, very powerful, and you are an extremely wise woman, and there is a lot to learn from you, from the lessons you learn and you won. So it's all to do with the fact that we are the humankind, and we have to be both, like Forrest Willett said in his book, we have to be human and we have to be kind. And it's also to do with the fact that humans have this unique, amazing ability, almost like God gave us this ability, like it's a divine intervention that, yes, you can't change your circumstances, but you could change your thoughts. You have the ability to decide what you think.
Yes.
And you could decide what words to use. And the words, as you said, they have tremendous power. And building new thoughts is going to give you the chance to take better decision, or even to make decision, because most people are afraid of making decisions, not knowing the outcome. So they decide not to make a decision just in case they will be wrong or they will fail. And we know that if you don't make a decision, somebody else will make a decision for you, and will always, almost always, be not in your favor, won't serve your purpose. And living your life with purpose is not about living somebody else's life, is not about saying yes to others, is about saying yes to yourself. This is all we have till now for today, and I'm sure, Angelika, you will come back and share more of your wisdom and help us understand what's next. And I'm very excited about your journey, and I'm very grateful you invited us in, and so graciously you share with us your story today. From both of us, until next time, say yes to yourself. Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.